I leave the country for barely a month, and what happens? There's a contestant outed on the X Factor, there's racist comments on Strictly Come Dancing. The Daily Mail, personally my favourite publication, has now caused a stir because of an apparently homophobic columnist. It's like the whole country is falling apart without me there. Of all the controversial topics currently floating around the British media at the moment, I would like to specifically talk about two of them. One of them involving this guy, Geert Wilders, who is a Dutch MP, and his entrance into England. Geert Wilders is, let's just say, not too keen on the Quran. He released a film in 2008 called Fitna, which directly links the Islamic holy book to terrorism, and it was a film widely regarded to be racist. He tried to enter the UK in February this year, but was turned away at Heathrow Airport because the authorities believed that his presence in the country would endanger public security because of the expected backlash of protests and violence and things like that. This ban was subsequently lifted, and earlier this week Mr. Wilders came to London to talk about his views and his film and all of that lovely stuff. He described his presence in London as a victory for freedom of speech. Wilders was greeted at his press conference by a number of angry Muslim protesters who were, according to the BBC, chanting slogans like "Wilders go to hell," "Freedom go to hell," "Sharia for the UK," and "Islam will be superior." It does seem a shame that 40 or so protesters are doing a wonderful job of backing up Wilders' points, whereas the vast majority of British Muslims will not emphasise with their views at all. When asked how he felt about the protesters, Wilders said, "I am very proud that people, even if they totally disagree with me, can use their democratic right to protest." When I heard this, I thought, well, good on him. Like, maybe his call to ban the Quran isn't really something that I can emphasise with, but at least he's standing up for freedom of speech. Somebody else I would like to talk about is this man, Nick Griffin, who is the party leader of the BNP, the British National Party. Some of you may remember I've made a video about them before in the past. On the 22nd of October, this Thursday, he will be sitting on a panel on the BBC's programme Question Time, which is the Beeb's leading flagship political commentary television show. For a long time, Griffin, as well as members of his party, were banned from appearing on terrestrial television, and a lot of mainstream politicians refused to debate with them because a lot of the party's policies are often regarded as racist. Amongst many, many others, the Guardian editorial condemned the BBC for allowing the party onto a live debate show, saying, "By placing Nick Griffin on a panel with established politicians, Question Time will not expose this extremist, but lend him a spurious legitimacy." Over an hour, to a national audience of 3 million or so, the BNP will have its best ever platform for its poisonous politics. Few politicians do plausible sloganeering as well as Nick Griffin. Few racists are as dangerously slick as this Cambridge graduate. Nestled between a cabinet minister and an opposition frontbencher, the BNP leader will seem an ordinary politician. For one glorious evening, this extremist organisation will be accorded the status of just another party, perfectly deserving of a cross on the ballot paper. The editorial is also keen to point out that they believe that the BNP should be on TV and that their views should be exposed. But they think that an open platform like a panel show allows too many chances for like one-liners and slogans and things like that, whereas like a one-on-one interview would be a better way to beat them down and expose them for the radicals that they are. Tell me what you think, please, as always. Do you think that Wilders and Griffin should be given forums in this country in which they can express their less than conventional views? In the case of Wilders, do you think that the fears of violent backlash were justified? And in the case of Griffin, do you think that he's going to be able to turn his time on Question Time into something beneficial for his party? In terms of what I think, we have to remember and be proud of the fact that Britain is a democracy, a country where people and the media have complete freedom of speech. And if you have a democracy like this, where you can have a wide spectrum of opinions, you're going to have people who are going to be on the fringes of normal thinking, like the BNP, like Geert Wilders, as well as the people who are protesting against him. Although these people's views go against those in mainstream society and can quite often be offensive, I think that we should celebrate the fact that they are allowed to have these views and not be prosecuted in any way. In the case of Geert Wilders, the fear of social disharmony and violence ended up just being 40 or so extremist Muslim protesters outside the place where he was giving a press conference. And I think the people who are against the BNP appearing on Question Time don't give the British public enough credit. We are not a nation of racists. Sceptical about immigration and the EU? Yes, probably we are. But the number of people who agree with some of the BNP's key policies, such as the opposition of interracial marriage, as well as the fact that only white people can join their party, the people who agree with these facts are few and far between. It's down to the other panellists on the show, as well as the moderator, Dimbleby, to make sure that that the BNP's policies are, well, I don't want to say exposed, but that people know about them. That people know that they're not a normal party, that the majority, that some of their views don't stand up in today's more liberal society. So yeah, please do tell me what you think about the BNP appearing on Question Time, about Geert Wilders being allowed into the country. I apologise, I can't reply to comments at the moment because ironically, China's internet doesn't allow me to. But feel free to talk amongst yourselves, and I read every single comment because I get them emailed to me. And yeah, so leave me a comment anyway. Tell me what you think, and that would be nice. If at any point you do want to contact me directly and ask me anything, rhymingwithoranges@gmail.com is where you can get hold of me. On a side note, if anyone can somehow record the Question Time on Thursday, the one with Nick Griffin on it, and send it to me somehow, that would be really nice, because I can't watch it here because I'm in a foreign country, obviously. That would be lovely. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Bye.